This show is brought to you by DF Studios Limited. Whether you're a business owner or entrepreneur, DF Studios will guide and assist you on the best ways to promote your brand digitally, in addition to creating visitor and customer generating content like blogs, social media posts, videos, and even podcasts like this one you're listening to right now. Visit dfstudiosltd.com or hit up info@dfstudiosltd.com for more info. All right, so Ricardo, Inside Job. I still
Sure.
have not seen the first season of it, but I remember you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it
The,
was
the,
great.
the concept alone is so great, just poking fun at conspiracy theories, but doing it
Hmm.
from a workplace comedy kind of vibe. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, that's that concept alone. And when I saw that first trailer, through to them, that was the first time I saw the first trailer for season one of Inside Job. I was like, that real hard, but just never got around to watching it. So much of my surprise, actually, you told me this. I didn't even know. Second season dropped. So if you don't mind, you could just kind of recap what the first season was about and how you felt about that, and then you could jump into season two.
Yeah, yeah. So season one is, yeah. Again, it was the season one was just the main character Reagan
Ridley,
uh
Ridley.
Ridley. Sorry, yeah. Reagan is the main character. Her dad was the former head of the business. She take over from the company, and they do a whole thing with that. And they basically, she was supposed to take over from the first thing, but her dad ended up being the boss, and then it follows up from that. So that's basically what first season was about. Just her learning the ropes on the world, and then it builds up that conceit of dad being the kind of the mastermind of the big takeover at the beginning, in the episode, in the season one. That's season one basically. And well, season two builds from that. Rand is in charge. He is very impatient, and unfortunately, and when they go into it is actually quite good and very clever. He's very impatient and just unsatisfied with his career, and that's obviously he would use his position for abuse, in the sense of just, oh, he need to do this, that, and the other, and well, a big part of it is him getting back together with his ex-wife, Ridley's mother, Reagan's mother, sorry, and they make it work for what it is. In terms of building the conceit. I would say a little bit is that my only main problem with season two as opposed to season one is that it have the solar opposites problem where um, it's really reliant on one joke, right? It's one joke, right? Which is this is a secret society and playing on a lot of like conceit about conspiracy theories and that kind of stuff, and they just lean into that, but they do enough with it. Yeah, when they had to do that, you had to build from it instead of just making a conspiracy theory joke, right? Season one, you get away with that because we know, we were expecting you to do all the conspiracy theory jokes. With season two now, you have to tell me, all right, why it is I have to like care about this more than that, and they spend a lot of time kind of dragging the feet on that concept. That's about it. Same problem, so opposite season two had, where we already know the joke, so you had to build on that in an interesting way, and they don't do that all that much, but they do enough, in my opinion, to set up the working conceit of what going on with the second season. And I thought that was just very simple and clever, and I actually liked it a lot. And yeah, I didn't have a major issue with any of that as it is. But then when they resolved the main conflict, like what was going on at the end, the last two episodes in particular are very good. Involving, all I'll say is that they do a whole episode on the very, very popular conspiracy theory slash urban myth known as the Mandela effect. That is all you need to know. It's very clever and well done, like explaining where it comes from and why that is the case. They do a really make it all the internet references and conceits about the Mandela effect. It's very funny. And then they do a big, well, they give a very personal, heartfelt reason as to why it exists. And I actually like, oh, that's actually really well done, though. And then the final episode is great. Like they explain, well, Reagan kind of comes full circle about her arc and what she doing in her central conceit. And then they explain away, well, she has a whole, well, effectively, to borrow, just a slightly spoiling the story, she gets a boyfriend. And now they explain away, well, where that arc has to go and where it plays out in its final play out. I like, oh, that's really good though. That's not bad. I actually really love what they do with that and why they do it in that way. And that's about it. A strong season. I don't want to get into any big details about what it's about or why it's trying to do what it's doing, but it is very smart in its context, especially those last two episodes. The early episodes are great. Like they make a great joke involving Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's all you need to know, and it's very funny and well done. And yeah, that's not bad. Stuff like that. Like I can't get mad at any of this in that sense. And they make it work for what it is. It's like it's just smart, very funny. Everybody, good voice acted. There's a great episode involving one of the side characters, Brett, um, with a Fox News thing. That's all you need to know. It's a big, really, really funny episode, culture war stuff, because the show is very, very liberal in its concession. But it works for the most part. And that's about it. Nothing else to talk about, because if you like season one, yeah, you're gonna like season two. You have nothing, no major complaints. All the voice actors are great. Don Maggio is great. Tisha Campbell is great. I forget who's the scientist, Bobby Lee, I think. He's really good in this. And yeah, that's about it. Nothing else to really mention or talk about, or get into any big details about that in essential premise or working conceit for what it is. Yeah, that's about it. Rated 8 out of 10 without any spoilers. That's about it.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so keeping with Netflix for a bit, let's talk about Wednesday, which I
Sure.
watched Saturday. Ha 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 ha. Dumb joke, right? Anyway, so I will do the synopsis first, right? So yeah, this is the unexpected and eventually long-awaited spin-off, to the Addams Family, right?
Yeah.
Which is so interesting too. It's all right. So there's still a preamble here before I jump into the synopsis, right? So with all this talk about the unoriginality of TV shows and spin-offs and whatnot, right? Because you had stuff like Riverdale, right, and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Those are
Yeah.
the two shows that you should really reference when it comes to this show here, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny, right? You're like, oh gosh, like nobody wants to see a dark version of the Archie comics. Nobody wants to see some sort of not supernatural take, some sort of dark take on the Sabrina TV series, even though it's really based on the comic book. It's like that now. Don't have
Yeah.
detractors to property like that, right? When it comes to the Addams Family, though, it's like, yeah, like really when you think about it, right? Because we only had two live action films, right? One in 91, the other one in
Yeah. The
93, right?
Sun and Fell films. Yeah. Right.
Right, the Southern films, fell films, right?
Yeah.
And you would think that the something like this, like a TV series based on the character of Wednesday Addams, right, should have happened like a long time ago, but actually
Yeah.
no, right? It's so weird, man. Then I almost forgot this because I just never watched it to be honest.
Yeah.
There was the Addams Family animated film, right? Which I didn't even know
Right.
if it's
Because
good.
yeah,
I
I didn't. I
just
didn't. I
never
didn't
watched
see that. Yeah.
it. Yeah. So again, you would think that something like this would have happened ages ago, though. But here we are. We actually have it now, right? So what it's about, yeah, in a nutshell, it centers on Wednesday Addams, right, who is played by Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
Last time I saw her literally was in the film X, which I covered a while back, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, she, well, thanks to her parents, Gomez and Morticia,
Yeah.
played by Louis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones, still looking fine as hell, and perfectly cast as Morticia, I must say. Yeah, they enroll her, sorry, to Nevermore Academy, right?
Yeah.
And this is in this particular town called Jericho, right? And what I actually thought was a smart call with this show here is that it kind of addresses the fact that yes, in the world of Wednesday, we know about monsters and creatures, right? So in this academy, you see gorgons, you see mermaids or
Right.
mermen,
Right.
sorry.
Yeah,
You
they
see
do
sirens, you see stuff
they
like
do
that.
the Harry Potter thing well. Like it's very Harry Potter, and there are a couple scenes that totally remind me of a couple of Harry Potter movies. But yeah, it's all the weirdos, and they explain why. Yeah.
Yeah, and and the show also does some clever by calling them outcasts, right? And
Mhm.
that just touches into, well, it's a kind of obvious theme, but they do it anyway. Just about how one race of people looks down on another race. I don't want to say racism, right? Because they're all humans in the end of the day, right? But
Right.
yeah, just the idea that, oh, you're not a normie. Okay, I don't trust you. I don't like you, right? So it's like that, right? So of course, Wednesday being the got emo chick that she is, she just doesn't want anything to do with it. She doesn't want any friends. Even though there is one particular girl who like just attaches to her like pretty quickly by the name of Enid. She is a werewolf. I actually like her character. She's just
Yeah.
so bubbly and cute. But I like that, she has this get up where, she can't turn fully into a werewolf when there's a full moon or a full blood moon or
Right.
whatever
They,
it
they
is, right?
explain that at the end really well. Like, okay, like, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
And as I brought up Harry Potter, yeah, there is some weird stuff going on in the school. There's a deep dark secret that's going on there. And Wednesday, and I like how they set this up here too, where she's very much into, and not surprising, detective fiction. She's very much into, she's writing her novel and whatnot. So yeah, she's all like, intrigued. So she wants to know what's going on. It pretty much involves this murder that took place in one of the forested areas of Jericho. There's this particular sheriff who assumes it's a bear, but really it's this monster that's going around, right? Speaking of sheriff, his son Tyler, who works at this he's a barista actually at this place, right? This coffee place actually, kind of falls for Wednesday. I honestly don't blame him, but whatever. I'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, of course, they hint at the whole possibility of a romance thing. There's a
Right.
couple other suitors who come at her. One being Xavier, who is well, he's not a psychic, but he has this really cool power, not original, but a cool power where he could make his artwork come to life. I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. But I know he has some kind of maybe I'm confused with somebody else, but I know he have some slight kind of psychic powers as well too,
Well,
because he
it
happens
is
to.
tied to the art here.
Right, 'cause he happens to pick up on the beast that's going around killing people, and well, according to him, he pretty much sees through his eyes, and he kind of gets this obsession of drawing and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's a mixture of, okay, I'm in this academy, what I mean, I have to deal with the mean girls. There's actually like a mean girl character that shows up, a siren actually.
I actually like, she was kind of the breakout
Bianca.
star for me. I thought
Yeah,
she was,
yeah, yeah. And
was
by
the
the way,
actress name
I
was
should
Joy
really like
something.
to. Yeah, I should. Yeah, Joy Sunday. Yeah,
Joy
I
Sunday.
just,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
love her look, too. I love her
Yeah,
look,
yeah,
right? And
exactly. Yeah.
shipping me. I need to do a little research and see if she had contacts, because I do like watching it. Like, those are contacts, right? But I have
Well,
a feeling so.
most likely, but I was like, the entire time I was thinking it don't have to be, because there's a real person like that I know that's follow online.
Right,
I like, okay, so it was like that too far fetched per se. But
right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So yeah, it's her dealing with all this, having to get along, having to fit and all that kind of stuff. But she does not want to conform and whatnot. That's actually a strong team in this, right? I forgot to mention too, the principal, right? Larissa, who
Right.
is played by McGill, Gwendolyn,
Well,
Christie,
Christy,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey, and
She was good.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was great in this, dude. She need to do, like, this is the second time I've seen her on Netflix. Show the last time was literally playing the devil in the Sandman, right? Yeah,
Right.
she need to do
Yeah,
more
yeah.
roles in this though, you know what I mean? But she works here, right? And yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's just her getting along, trying to get along in this place while she's trying to solve this mystery, which, as she close with this, actually goes way deeper than, oh, it's just these random deaths. It actually involves her own family,
It was a solid enough mission, not too mind blowing or anything like that, but it was still like, all right, this is not bad, and I thoroughly liked it for what it was.
Yeah.
That is it.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
but
take it away. What were your thoughts on this show here?
I didn't love it, but it was good enough. Like, it was, again, other shows did it better, to be honest. Um, but I didn't hate this or think it was bad, and mostly it works in similar to what Millie Bobby Brown is to Enola Holmes. Is this a good vehicle for Tigger? She really holds it as Wednesday. I'll say if anything, Wednesday, it feels a little too much like, what do you call it, boy? She feels less Wednesday and more like Daria, to be honest. Because her whole
Wow.
attitude and role, and she was getting a little annoying after a while. Like, okay, you could stop with the theatrics and the kind of performativity. After a while, you get a little silly.
While I was watching this, to be honest, I was wondering if her character was gonna get to you or not, right?
You're right.
I stuck with it because of Jenna's performance, because she just stuck to the role, right? She stuck to
Yeah.
it like very well, right? But I know for some people they might grow tired of the whole emo thing.
Right.
But yeah,
But it works in the conceit of the story, because yeah, she's supposed to be annoying to everybody. Like, to be honest, like, that's why I didn't have a problem with any of it in that way. It might work. So that's why I was like, I didn't have any major issues or where it was going and thing. And I say because the mystery was actually intriguing. Like that mystery caught me, like had me going now. Like I know it was a little predictable, especially coming down to the end. Like, all right, the ending not that great in terms of the actual reveal, but it's still fine. Like it was like okay, and given who it is, like when you reveal who it is and in the context, okay, that kind of cool in its own way. But yeah, this was solid. Like I didn't hate it. It didn't waste my time. Here's the most important thing. It kept my attention. This was long. Like it's every episode was like an hour or so. And I really
Yeah,
thought
and
I
it's
wouldn't
eight
have the patience for
episodes,
this.
so you do the math. But yeah, like you, it kept my interest. It,
Yeah,
it it actually was a shockingly easy binge for me, boy.
right, right.
Yeah.
I actually found myself. I didn't binge it in all in one, but it was in two. I like, all right, I do four, and that wasn't so bad. And I really didn't think I would have binged it. And I was like, all right, this real hard though. It'd make it work. I really wish we got more Fred Armisen, Uncle Fester. To be honest,
Yeah,
that's
he only
about
get
it.
like one episode,
Yeah, I was thinking, I
bro.
was expecting.
One.
Like,
And like while I was watching the show, I was like, all right, I have a feeling they will stick him in this particular episode. I'm not gonna say which one, right? And then it happens like, well, of course, it's kind of obvious, right?
right.
But yeah, we needed more of Uncle Fester, man. He was great today. He was just loony and crazy and silly. Exactly what we expected from him anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how I just felt about all of this. I was like, all right, it's not bad, and it come together really well. But it at times it felt a little too cosplay, and that's the problem. She not really feeling like logically at parts. It other shows did it better. That's all I'll say. Like Sabrina did it better, and it had an episode that was just straight up felt like a couple Harry Potter episodes. Like that's the problem because you already know the conceits of this. It was not a surprise. Like, yeah, it was because, well, without spoilers, it straight up did the Harry Potter thing of, oh, the person you least expect, blah blah blah, and it's really this person. It's really the scam, blah blah blah. Because like more or less
Yeah.
identical to almost every Harry Potter movie that had that problem now of the core, like what the surprises. And again, if you're familiar with Harry Potter, fine. And then I think one of the episodes was straight up like the episode, the fourth movie in Harry Potter, with the whole competition thing now. Like, all right, okay, like that's fine. Um, but it still works together, mostly because some of the side characters they come together really well. Again, Joyce Sunday, I thought she was a kind of star. I kind of want to see her get some vehicles and get something off the ground for herself. But she was great in this. She pulled together. I really want to see more of her.
But
Ortega is
it's so funny. You know who she remind me of by well, going back to Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. The other chick who
Tati
had
Gabrielle, right?
yeah, Tati
Yeah,
Gabrielle.
exactly.
Yes,
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah. She but right, and they end up making her a much deeper character, and when they get into when they see who her mother was, all right, that actually not bad. Like I'm really interested in where they're gonna go with that. Hopefully, um, but then Ortega herself is very good in this. She again, much like with again Millie Bobby Brown, solid vehicle for her. She really fits into the role. There's that great moment that I sure probably have gone viral by now. There's a dance sequence with a little prom thing. That's very good because it's very Monster
Yeah.
Mash what you going for in terms of dancing.
Yeah,
It very
I, I,
remind me
I
of that.
made a joke that a TikTok dance is born.
TikTok,
Trust me.
right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. It's a TikTok dance. That's basically what it is. Yes, and they make it work. I was just thinking when I saw it, I was thinking the Monster Mash. That was like it's reminding me of that style, something like that, or something in that vein. Um, but yeah, she's very good in this. She holds it. It I won't say it because it's she's a kid and it's I think the character is what 17 or 16 years old. It makes
16.
some
Well, she turned 16 halfway into the show.
right,
Slight spoiler.
right. Because it had a birthday, right? That was her birthday. That's true. And yeah, it works. It works for its own conceit and where it comes together. And because Ortega is such a star, she really holds the thing. She does good work with the various directors. I think how much Tim Burton directed.
Well, yes. Well, Tim Burton, much to my surprise, direct a good chunk. I think he did like half, like the first four, I
Okay,
think. Yeah, the
right.
first four, I think. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, that's why most of it works for what it was trying to go for and do. Um I can't be mad at any of it in that sense because it's very smart and I had no like compunctions of oh well this game kind of boring and this not gelling the way it should. And like no, like it they make it work for what it is. It's like I can't be mad at any of this in that sense. And yeah, it ties together very well. Like it ultimately ties together. a little bit unpredictable, and well, not so much predictable because I didn't predict the ending, but it fell in a way I call the bingo game. Like it's like,
Mm.
all right,
Yeah,
you have a
if
bunch
it's
of
not that person, they had to be this person.
it had
Yeah,
to be right,
it's that. Yeah.
exactly, and that's what it did. And I was like, when they reveal what the person was about, and they kind of hint at it, it wasn't so bad. Ultimately, when the end and the finales are kind of a little bit of an action BT kind of finale, but it still worked for what it was. And I felt that could have come together a little better. It was a little on the clumsy end of things, but for the most part, I enjoyed most of it. And again, it tied together the comedy beats really well and fell into that framework of the Addams Family. But because it couldn't help, I couldn't help but think that because Sabrina did this, in my opinion, so much better, and it framed everything a little better than this. I couldn't get into it as much as I could have, but it's still fine, still pretty good for what it is, all things considered. And again, the most important point is it kept my attention. That's the main thing, right? I watched it, I binged it. It's an easy binge, and it's Jenna Ortega's a star. She really holds it. Solid vehicle for her. So yeah, well, quick rating for me. Yeah, I give it like an 8 out of 10. I thought it was solid. Overall, I'm excited to season 2.
Yeah, same here too. I really enjoyed this as well too. Not as much as I wanted to be honest. Like,
You're right,
it's entertaining. It's you'll have fun with it, right? But in
right.
no way will I say, it's like one of the greatest things I've ever seen, right? Um, because yeah, the easy comparison this show will have is Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, right?
Yeah,
You can't help but see it, right? Even right down to the theme music as well too. By the
yeah.
way,
But
points for bringing on
it feels
Danny
like the
Elfman.
middle school version of that show now. Like
Yes,
if
yes.
right, that's what it feels like. It feels like the slightly younger version of that. Like clearly that is what they were more likely going for. Um, in terms of its conception. And to be fair, it does feel like a logical um, you know, extension of the movies, like in my opinion.
Yes, yes, that was
Yeah.
about to say. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
That
Because
that same character, you
huh,
know, that same character got older and this is where she ended up. Like, yeah, okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was telling myself that too. Because while I was comparing it to Sabrina, I was like, well, all right, well, Sabrina was basically taking something kind of lighthearted, making it dark, but not to kind of get you freaked out, but that's on purpose, though, basically, right? That's what I'm trying to say, right? But
Yeah.
here it feels logical, like yes, okay, we're gonna take the spooky, kooky stuff more kooky than spooky, right? If that
Right.
makes sense, right? Of the
Well,
Addams Family
I
films and
like
then
you bring
carried
up that
across
because
here.
it had little dialogue referencing Adam's Family stuff and all the little things like you had a character say Yorang, which is funny and clever.
Yes.
Um, I like the context of the doing the finger snaps. That's good. Little
Yes,
things
yes.
like that.
I love that. I thought that was so clever. Instead of just, oh, it's an afterthought. No, that's actually part of the narrative. That's all you see, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it really does feel like an extension of those shows. I really appreciate that, right? So I know one of the gripes is that for some odd reason, well, actually not really odd, but it kind of makes sense. Some people might find it to be very CW like, you know what I mean? But I
Exactly. No,
don't know
yeah,
what you
it's
know.
it's very you could tell that they it's a lot of design by committee that was into this. Like it really feels like they're really trying to tap into that Riverdale energy now.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. Where it's
And
it's these
is
angsty
the fellows who
themes,
made it
but they're
is
dealing with something dark and supernatural. You know what I mean? It's
right.
it's like that, yeah.
And it feels like I think it's the guys who did Smallville, Goff and Miller. So I saw their name somewhere.
Yes, yes, yes. It's Alfred Gore and Miles Miller, right?
Right.
Oh, and also because because it's them now, right? That's not this, right? There's a couple blink and you miss it moments where there's a particular building and you see their names written on it, right? So
Okay, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
see.
was like,
All right, no problem.
okay, okay, okay. I see you. I see Go and Miller. I'm like, ha ha ha, ha, ha. I see you, right?
Right.
Yeah. You're right though. Jenna Ortega holds the show down. She is great as Wednesday Adams. One thing she does very well, though, she just nail that 1,000 yard stare look.
Yep.
She just
Hmm.
and without what slight spoiler, right? I tell myself there's gonna be a point in time where she's gonna blink, right? She kind of hints at it early on. I'm not gonna say when, right? But she does, and I've noticed it. She actually blinked twice, right? She maybe
Yeah.
did it afterwards in the final episode or whatnot, right? But there's that a key moment, a big emotional moment. That's all I say. I was like, yes, I love that, right? But yeah, she nails that 1,000 yard stare look perfectly. I don't know how she does it, but it's something so entrancing about how she do it, right? Even though, yes, the character may get on your nerves, but that's kind of like the point, be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm emo, get away from me, we like kill squirrels, that kind of vibe, that kind of,
Right.
got shit, right? But it works, right? And because she plays it so deadpan, it actually works as well, but yeah, she nails it, right? Also, points for actually bringing in Christina Ricci into it as well too. Like, yeah, this makes sense, right? I also love the fact that well, behind the scenes, Jenna actually did not want to copy Christina's performance from the Addams Family
Exactly.
films. She wanted to
Right.
do her own thing, and I thought that she did that very well.
Right.
Even right now to that dance sequence, which, yes, like I say, a TikTok dance is born. Yes, I just want to see people do that, girls do that, but they
Yeah.
have to nail that deadpan 1,000 yard stare look. Right?
Yeah, I
If
could
you
see that
watch
happening.
that sequence, remember her
But
face just stays
even that,
one expression throughout that
yeah,
entire.
even that you could tell is a part of the design by committee thing, in this. You could tell. Like, they know what TikTok is, like do something like that. That's how it feels. As I say, cynical meaner. But yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Mhm.
I didn't even know the song that they play, but yeah, I
Right.
think anybody could just do a search, find it, and do and dance with it, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So, also I have to give props for there's the visuals of this show, but yeah, this look
Yeah.
damn good though, I must say.
Yeah.
Especially the Tim Burton directed episodes, boy. Like, yeah, I was watching this show, and I think we mentioned this before when we reviewed the first trailer for it. It was what we mentioned. It was so funny that Tim Burton didn't do those initial films. It's like, yeah, like he and all realized that it's like, shit, I can't jump on board this, I mean. And yeah, I mean this world fits him perfectly. This whole sort of god worship kind of thing that he does. It just works perfectly for him. I love his output that he brought to the what he brought to the table, right? Even the other directors who they brought in for the other 4 episodes, yeah, I thought that they did a great job just nailing the aesthetic and look of the world and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Acting, you know what I mean? From everybody else, whether it's Gwendolyn, whether it's Louise, sorry, or Catherine, you know what I mean, Zeta Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody did their
his
thing, man.
episode was funny though.
Yeah, yes. I like how her story, how Wednesday's story connects to how they brought it back to the past and whatnot. I thought that was cool. I was at first I was a little on the fence with the Gomez subplot, but even that in itself kind of worked too. It's like, yeah, this
It
kind of
paid
makes
off
sense.
ultimately. It wasn't like a
Given
big problem or anything like
given
that.
the
Yeah.
romantic that he is, that's all I'll say. Given the romantic
Right.
that he is, it makes sense, right?
Right.
I really do like Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester, though. He was great. I just wish that we got more of him, man. Like he was just saying one goddamn episode, man. You know what I mean? But and lastly, I'll say though, in terms of the mystery itself, right? Like, it's not some sort of mind-blowing mystery or whatnot, but I like how it kind of comes together, how it gets certain people involved, and it is literally the last person that you expect, but it works. Also points for the whole there's a moment where the sheriff say, okay, Velma, like he calls Wednesday Velma, yeah, you take the Scooby gang and leave or something like that. I was like, I see what you did there, show, because remember next year you're supposed to get this dark animated take on Velma, right? The Scooby and what, right? But yeah, at the end of the day, it's fun, it's kooky and spooky without being too uber dark and whatnot, right?
Right.
I would say it's a lighter take on the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, style. Yeah, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina went dark, not too dark, but it went dark. Yeah, it was kind of a lighthearted and fun compared to that, right? And I will say that this show kind of scratches the itch that Sabrina left, because Sabrina was only like out for like what 3 seasons, I think, and then they clearly rushed that final season, and while I remember we kind of appreciated that final season, it was kind of underwhelming at the end of things. At the end of the day, because they just kind of rush through a lot of things, man. Unfortunately, right? But yeah, I do hope that we get another season of this. And I do hope that they don't overstay their welcome as well. And they just keep to that formula, man, because I think they nail it here, right?
Yeah.
And I do have to echo your view here. Yeah, this is Jenna Ortega is a star. Even if you haven't seen X though, I mean, check this out though. She is great in this, man. So rating wise, strong 3.5 light 4, man. I enjoyed it for what it was. I was not blown away by it. It was like, okay, this is the greatest show ever, but it kept my interest, it kept my attention, and yeah, I just had fun watching this. And again, just Jenna just kneeling that 1,000 yard stare. It's just so funny to me, man. Yeah, she kills it in that, man. But yeah, this was fun, man. So yeah, definitely check it out.